Once upon a time long ago, an old king invited all the animals to his birthday party in the castle grounds. For his 100th birthday, he swore that this would probably be the best birthday he'd ever had. There would be plenty of delicious food, premium wine, good music, dance, games, and much more. That night, thousands of animals filled the castle grounds for the party. After everyone had danced, the king came up and said, "Oh wow, it's time for the feast to begin, my animal friends. However, food will not be shared randomly. You're going to need to pick a partner with whom you can eat. After you have picked a partner, you and your chosen partner should go into the castle where you will be served food and drinks." At once, the animals began to look for similar partners to eat with. The lion chose the tiger. The dog chose the hyena. The elephant chose the hippopotamus. The pig chose the warthog. The antelope chose the deer, and so on. Meanwhile, the giraffe, who was filled with greed and insatiable appetite for food, thought to himself, "If I choose a large animal like me, we will compete for the food. No way, I must choose a very little animal so I can have a lot to eat and take home." Without hesitation, the giraffe chose the grasshopper as his partner. He knew the grasshopper was a tiny creature who would only eat a very small portion of the food. Shortly afterwards, after everyone had chosen their preferred partner, the king came up again and said, "Now, just before the feast, there is a game, and your partner is your teammate. At the end of that fence, there are many heavy rocks. Each team will have to push a rock to the other side of the fence. Once you and your partner have accomplished that, you are to go into the castle to eat your food." As majority of the animals jubilated and cheered with joy, the giraffe was in great shock. There was no way he could push a heavy rock with a tiny grasshopper. He regretted ever choosing the grasshopper. He wished he had chosen an animal of his size, just like others. But his greed had led him into a very big trouble. At that moment, the animals began to push their rocks easily, but the giraffe could not. He tried and tried with all his might and strength, but his rock was just too heavy for him to push all alone, so he began to pull instead. With his heart pounding and his body shaking, every muscle in his body began to strain. He kept on pulling and pulling until he collapsed from overstretching his body. He survived, but his overstretched body never returned to the normal length. Let's face it, we all desire to acquire money, wealth, power, food, material possessions, etc. But this desire becomes unhealthy, even dangerous, when it is excessive. This is why greed is often considered the most dangerous emotion for everyone, even worse than fear. Greed blinds us to the coming danger until everything is too late. However, I hope that this time we've spent in reading this story will teach us to become better people who don't only think about ourselves, but also about the well-being of others around us, and also learn to share with those in need. Let's rebuild the world into a kinder place.